welcome into twitch.tv/IceCreamPlus. My name is Graham D. And I'm joined by the man that we call Bibbe.
Bibbe, as if Chappers was to say it.
Bibbe. Chappers attacked already, goddammit. Welcome in to twitch.tv/IceCreamPlus. If you are in the stream, please do feel free to say hello, just like Lotus did, saying, chasing the scoops with the troops. See that? Nice. What he's done there? He's thrown in a rhyming thing for the scoop. I was going to say couplet, but that's two lines that rhyme, so that's not quite the same. Anyway, so we just went with thing because my brain descriptiveness was just mate. So yeah. Anyway, we usually on a Wednesday evening have chasing crates with mates. So we usually throw in all sorts of other like rhyming things in there. But yeah, chasing scoops with troops, like it. Love to see it. Let's go, baby. Anyway, Lotus, I'll read CodeRed.gg in the stream as well. Shout out to the Code Red boys. Check them out. If you want to join some of the most amazing PUBG console content that is out there, top level PUBG content,
check out Maces tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. And then you can check out Code Red. No, but do feel free to check out Code Red. You will also get to experience, after the highs of the content, some of the most lackluster raids that the world has ever seen.
They're never going to live this down, are they? It doesn't matter what it is or anything. They're just never going to live it down.
I'd completely buried it. It was gone, but there's a conversation in the chat. So Phony's in as well. Hi, Lotus says, Code Red, thank you for the raid. Apologies for my poor timings. So it looks like it's happened again. So he says, haha, did you go offline or raid someone else? Don't tell Graham, he's fuming about my raids recently. so that's why I bring it up. So yeah, do you know what? It's good things. The fact that Code Red are out there throwing raids at people, whether they're going offline or not, they're still having a punt and trying to help people. So whether it doesn't work or not, if it's a swing and a miss, it's still a swing. At least you tried. So we appreciate it. Let's go. We need the Ralph Wiggum, at least you tried sort of kind of thing there. Or was it Bart
I'm in
Simpson
danger of raiding someone who's about to go offline.
I'm in danger. Good afternoon, Agent Superhero. Welcome in, dude. Lotus says, raided someone else. Let's go. Has there ever been ice cream on this podcast? That's a good question.
There has to have been at some point, right?
We have had ice creams. We've never done like your American sort of sit there with a big tub and a big spoon ice cream sort of vibe. Which that feels like a stream that should absolutely happen. That, by the way, we have had ice cream.
Sugar clump.
Yes, I can. Fabulous. Nice. Anyway, so we have had ice creams like Magnums and things like that, and we had whatever the knockoff Aldi versions of Magnums or whatever they were. Lee delivered a bunch of those during our community meetup. So yes. Ish.
I think there was the real deal then, weren't there? Proper Magnums. I don't think he skimped out on them ones.
Yes, of course they were. They absolutely weren't. But yes,
was it not?
No.
All right.
If anyone asks,
Aldi, you did a very good job. You fooled me.
Mr. Demos, hi guys. Hope the morning is a great one. The morning is 3 hours gone, but I hope it's good for you, Mr. Demos. How are you doing? Welcome in, dude. Delta and Killing Mates. Yeah, that too. Welcome in, Delta. For those that don't know, I've played with Delta once on stream, and my very first game, Delta got knocked. So, like the true hero that I am, I ran into the room, saw like one of their team had been knocked as well, instantly thirsted them out. It wasn't, it was Delta. So my very first game, I shot my injured teammate to death. Fuck's sake. So, yeah.
Was that your first and only game with Delta?
I mean, we did try again at like another game after, I think, and then he had to bail. I say he had to bail. He told me he had to bail. Let's put it that way.
How convenient.
Yeah, I don't blame him. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. And there it is. Sorry, mate. Droideka, get a new lamp, and now he's raiding all over. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Why the hell is it called ice cream then? For that, That's the reason. So we are jelly, and jelly goes really good with ice cream. So the business that we do, the 9 to 5, is jelly, and the ice cream is on the side. See, everyone, when you have your jelly, you get your ice cream on the side. You see, that's where it comes.
Listen, it was an embarrassing amount of time before I actually realised. Despite me working here, it must have been like 2.5 years as to why I never questioned it.
Yeah,
why would I question it? It's called Ice Cream Uploads. He could have chose any name, but. Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
He's like, I'm called We've Got Babinho, whatever. Yeah, that name's actually pretty normal. Let's go with that. Yeah, no. And then I remember saying it, and Bibby was like, no way. Is that what it... Wow. You just heard the...
Proper embarrassing.
The penny
the one
drop.
brain cell had just come back off holiday, and he thought, you know what, we'll do something here.
So yeah, that's it. We are jelly. Ice cream goes nice with jelly. So we would have just been called ice cream, but the chances of just getting ice cream, no. And then you've got all of the stuff of like, do we go with ice cream official, ice cream, blah, blah. Then we couldn't get the name across all things. So uploads in varying forms is something you do digitally anyway, whether it's uploading an actual YouTube video or streaming content. It's all uploading to the internet. Whether you're tweeting, you're uploading your thoughts and so on. So uploads was multi-leveled and available. So there you go. We are ice cream, but uploads was the modifier. Let's go. The best, by the way, Cherry Garcia and a spoon. What, someone wrapped around you while you're eating Cherry Garcia, Mr. Demos? That's very specific. Oh, spoon. Oh, okay, I get it now. Italian, get him the hell out of here. What me? It'd be a bit of an awkward podcast. Just an empty chair, just rotating. I thought you were trying to point at Bibby then when you said for that. Oh, that. No, not Bibby, that. Yeah, that logo. No,
this thing.
So yeah, why are we called ice cream? Because of that. Because he really likes it. Yeah, that's...
One day he was sat there at his desk and a bit of dribble down his chin. He was like, and all the alarm bells started ringing about what we needed to call it.
Yeah, that one brain cell that we've already spoke about clicked into action. Oh,
it fell on the space bar. I couldn't press space bar anymore.
So yeah, there you go. Anyway, welcome into the channel. We're going to have to pick up the pace because Bibby is ditching us in about 30 minutes. It's one of those weeks where we're just super busy. Things are happening through the day. Busy mornings on conference calls and stuff, which should hopefully lead to some cool stuff, which...
And keep us employed.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the stuff you might see on the channel, some of the stuff you won't see on the channel, but you will probably see Jelly Media shouting about. It's cool stuff, video games, industry stuff. Some of the stuff you won't see at all. It just is what it is. So yeah, busy week. But if you don't know who we are, as mentioned, my name is Graham. This is Bib. We are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true Ice Cream fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We are live on Twitch right now, and that's where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Ish. It's not 10 a.m. It's 3:30, so it's close. It's not that close, but it's close enough. Anyway, it's important that if you are in the stream, you do get involved. So we are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, but the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So if you're in the stream, please do feel free to get involved on behalf of the 165,000 people that have watched and listened to this podcast on demand after we've recorded. That didn't even include all the cool people that drop in for the live stream. That's all you cool cats that are listening later on, watching later on. Hey, how you doing? Before we start jumping into the news, because we will bring you the biggest, the best of the breaking stories, I'm going to kill my Slack. That's what I'm going to do. That's not what I was going to say, but I just did it go shwip. So get out of here, Slack. So before we jump into the news, we do bring you the biggest, the best, the breaking stories. We'll give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories. We want to hear your thoughts and impressions, and then your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's how the whole thing works. But before we jump into any of that, let me remind you that subscribers bag themselves some prizes on this channel. One sub every month, be it a tier 1, 2, 3, a prime sub, or a gifted sub. If you're a sub on the first Monday of the month at 3 p.m, we will do a draw. We'll take everyone's names, stick them in a hat. Maybe not a literal hat, a digital hat, and then we'll pick one person to win a prize. This month's prize is a copy of FIFA 23 on the platform of your choice. And if you don't want that, you can get a hat. If you don't want that, you can get stuffed. We've said this many times already. Nice, great. Also, if you think, you know what? I don't have enough to throw down for a sub to get me involved in a giveaway like that. It's cool that they're doing it, you know, giving us something back to the community, but still, it requires a sub. It requires a Prime subscription or someone else to gift me one, and that's not happened yet. well, you can get involved in another giveaway, exclamation mark giveaway in the chat right now. You could enter in for a chance to win a pair of these Astro A40 yeah, plural or not. You can win one. Nice. What are you saying about A40s, babe?
They are genuinely the best in the business.
Goddamn right.
And I've worn a lot of headsets on this Barnet, you know what I mean? On this syrup, there's been a lot of headsets being rested on it, and by far the best. And we was using them before we got sponsored by them, by the way, before we got partnered by them. Just that's a disclaimer, because people think that just because we're wearing them now and we're partnered, that we have to say it. We was wearing them before, bitches.
Yeah, we don't sign sponsorships unless we believe in them, which is why we've had partnerships in the past with like Muscle Moose, which never paid us for our sponsorships, by the way. It just provided stuff for our community. And the reason we partnered with Muscle Moose is because it was product that we got to try, we thought was decent, and they were super local to us as well. So we were helping out local businesses. This is that, but rather than being super local physically, they were super local because we actually had their products, Astro headsets, and swore by them. So that's where that partnership comes from. Anyway, talking about best in the business, babe.
Yes,
let's
hit me with it.
Into some news. What would you say is right now the best major FPS in the business?
Ooh, that's a good question. Best FPS in the business.
Correct. It is Modern Warfare 2, which is going to be our first news article, written by Tom Ivan at VGC. I just needed you to give me enough time to do the transition.
How was that, Graham? Was that okay?
Nailed it. Perfect. Seamless. They didn't even notice. Modern Warfare 2 Special Ops Mode will add 3-player raids in December. These co-op episodes are billed as, quote, a direct continuation of the campaign. So Activision has revealed new details about Modern Warfare 2's post-launch content roadmap, including plans to introduce multiplayer raids for the game's Special Ops Mode in December. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 release date is October the 28th. Is it? It's like 9 days away. That's exciting. But players who pre-order the digital version of the game will be granted early access to its campaign starting on October the 20th. That is tomorrow. If only, I mean, it'd be nice for us to get access to it nice and early, babe. What do you reckon?
It would be fantastic, if I'm being honest, Graham.
It would be. Strokes beard. The game's release will be followed by a pre-season period in which players can level up to unlock weapons attachments, base loader items, and progress through the Special Ops tier system. Modern Warfare 2's first season of live content will then launch on November the 16th, which is David's birthday, and is about 2.5 weeks before Graham's birthday, which is on the 3rd of December, just in case you didn't know, alongside Warzone 2.0 and the new DMZ mode. Quote, the very first episode of Raids will debut with Season 1 Reloaded patch on December the 14th, which will also include a legendary multiplayer map and the first major Warzone 2.0 update, Activision said today. It previously... to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Oh, thank you, Funny Asteroid. It's good of you to mention it. I mean, it came out of nowhere, that, but I appreciate you mentioning it anyway. It's my birthday on December the 3rd. Thank you very much. It's not long away. Nice. So the very first, and I've done that one, it previously described Raids as a whole new experience for the franchise. So we have covered this previously before, that Raids are coming to Warzone, but we haven't had much details. So let's go into this. So a whole new experience for the franchise, a 3-player cooperative engagement requiring teamwork and strategic puzzle-solving thinking in between bouts of intense combat, and today also called them a direct continuation of the campaign. Raids will form part of Modern Warfare 2's co-op social ops mode, which will include 3 missions when the game is released in October, all taking place in Al Mazrah, which is also the main region for Warzone 2.0. Bad Situation is a stealth-focused mission which challenges players to infiltrate a town in the dead of night to uncover intel and evidence left behind by Al-Qatala before exfiltrating. Vehicle Escape tasks players with destroying a series of SAM turrets, preventing reinforcements from entering the battlefield before racing to reach an exfiltration point. And Observatory Defense sees players defending a location from increasingly tough waves of enemies attempting to detonate bombs. Players can spend cash between waves to get items like kill streaks, self-revive kits, and armor plates. In Special Ops, players will have access to a backpack for storing equipment and one of 3 kits. Assault, which is a kit focused on increased armor, medic, engineer, you get the idea. Okay, we'll stop there. We'll go through all the details. We can share the link if anyone does want to read out the specifics. But this does sound pretty exciting, if I'm being honest. It's not just more, hey, look, online modes, shoot things, nice. It is Modern Warfare, but trying to build out actual narrative-driven scenarios with other people, which is huge for me. I'm a big fan of couch co-op and online co-op story-driven stuff. You don't tend to get enough of that. I mean, that's the reason why I like things like PUBG, because there is no narrative, but the lack of a narrative builds a narrative, whereas this doesn't have a lack of narrative. It has actual narrative. Raids, an end thing that requires a bit of graft, a bit of grind, a bit of teamwork. And then we have 3 different versions, very, very different. What are your thoughts, babe?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we played through and we streamed the open beta during that 2-weekend extravaganza. Where there was just putting out different rotations of the different maps. I never actually got around to playing the third-person mod because the 2 times that I streamed it, it wasn't in the rotation. I think I streamed it overall for about 6 hours-ish. So 3 one weekend, 3 the other. And it unfortunately wasn't in the rotation, so I never got round to actually playing it. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that wets the whistle, shall we say. It's it's an evolution of the single-player campaign, but with friends. And it's the same reason why I haven't touched the new Halo Infinite campaign yet, is because I'm waiting for that online co-op so me and you can go through it, because what's better than playing through a campaign but with somebody else as well and having that shared experience. So the fact that we're going to be having this with up to 3 players, and then just towards the bottom it says kits that are leveled up by earning stars through missions and mission related challenges, which gives all 3 of these launch missions plenty of replayability. That's class, because it just means that if you end up ballsing it up the first time, you've got the opportunity to be able to keep on going back, or chasing high scores. Like you know you can do better. You know you can do that mission without dying, or you can increase the difficulty to be able to hit the high score faster and things like that. That's the kind of stuff that does wet the whistle. I imagine this is going to be part of like a live service event, so that they may end up adding more stuff to it. They may have some limited time events in there too. It won't just be these 3. I imagine there's going to be more being added to it later on down the line. Again, I said I imagine, that's not confirmed. I don't know whether or not that is something, but I imagine with something like this, depending on the popularity, I could definitely see them spending more time with it, especially because it's a multiplayer experience. Like the amount of content, which nowadays is pretty much what they want you to be able to do, create content off the back of it, whether or not it's through daily logging campaigns or new stuff that's being added in there. They want people streaming this game. They want people streaming this game whilst you're watching people stream that game whilst playing it yourself, if that makes any sense. So the more people that are playing it, the happier they'll be with it. Therefore, they'll hopefully get some more eyes on it and start creating more content off the back of it. But playing games with friends is what makes gaming for me a million times better. And I don't just mean playing multiplayer games, because genuinely I'm terrible at it, apart from if it's Pro Evo or eFootball nowadays. I've always been half decent at that. But any other kind of shooter game, I'm pretty useless at. I can kind of hold my own, but I definitely need a team with me to be able to do half the things that other people do. Like having Lotus in our squad, for instance, would be an absolute godsend, because he's a Triggermeister.
I mean, Delta echoes that. He says, I love it, but you need to have good teammates. Ice Cream Uploads. Right. Yes. No comment. No comment. Nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I'm a fan of the fact that it only requires 3 players as well, because it makes it accessible. Because one thing that Modern Warfare, for me, I mean, it may be different for other people. For me, it's just Lotus says, just a natural athlete, mate. It's standard, mate. Pick up any game, just be good at it. Kappa.
It's Cronus.
The scripts. For me, Call of Duty, even though, I mean, we mention this pretty often, or at least I do, team deathmatch is anything but team. You are on a side. It's not a team. It's more like side solo death. That's what it is. You're given a side, and then you run off and die a lot and kill other people a lot. But it's not really about playing with other people. It's supposed to be, but there is no specific objective to PTO, so everyone doesn't play the objective. The only objective is kill other people, and you're supposed to do that as a team. But everyone just runs and guns it solo. And because of that, for me, I mean, I used to have a Call of Duty squad. Me and my mates would all jump on, and there'd be like 5, 6 of us, maybe 3 of us, but 4, 5, 6 of us would jump on, and then have our team filled out with however many it was in the lobbies and stuff. But these days, I don't jump on with that many people. I mean, I do for crates with mates. I can get 4 people, and sometimes we're oversubscribed in terms of we'll have more people that want to play than spots that we have. But if I'm not organising it for content purposes, like on stream, I'm lucky if I plan ahead enough to be able to get another person to jump in with me, or I could get someone to jump in, but it's usually like, I'm on now. Are you coming on now? Because I'm coming off in like 90 minutes. It's like, oh, I'll be on in 80 minutes. Like, well, it's not really a point then. So the fact this is only 3 people means it's a bit more likely for you to be able to jump in. Like every Wednesday evening, Naked Neil drops in the stream and he's getting set for a WoW raid. But he's in, I'll say a clan. I can't remember what the name of the group it was. It might be a clan, it might be something different, but there's about 30 to 50 people in this, and not everyone gets into the raids, or they might have enough people for 2 raids or whatever, but not every game has that. Nerds, there you go, that's what they're called, nerds. Nice. Nerds. I was playing that in the office yesterday. Jamie was
she was.
Was you still there then? Yeah. Jamie was talking about Doctor Who. Nerds. Lotus likes Doctor Who as well, so he'll probably the fuck me windmilling back at me, but there you go. So yeah, the fact this only requires 3 players means it's not as big a step as getting a squad together in WoW. It's not as big a step as even getting a team together for Destiny, because Destiny isn't that like 7-ish or something like that. It's not a pro clubs where you can get up to 11 players. It's just 3 players, which I think is kind of magic number for Call of Duty, especially the fact that Warzone was kind of built around 3 players. You can play squads, you can play trios and duos and solos in Warzone, but they were, when it first started, for getting Blackout, it was pushed towards solos and trios. So that is clearly the magic number for Call of Duty. Enough
Apex
for a bit.
Is the same.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's good. And the fact that they have story into it, the fact that it's the continuation of the story is good for me, because, I mean, a lot of people will buy Call of Duty and never play the campaigns. That's not me. I've always been a big fan of Call of Duty campaigns. I always play through them. I try to play through them before I start the multiplayer. The only difference is we're in a modern world where multiplayer starts from the very minute that you get the game, and if you're not playing in it, you're getting behind, and everyone's got all these weapons.
Yeah.
So I kind of want that. So I need to figure out where I will stack in the campaign stuff, but this is cool stuff. So if I've got the grind in multiplayer, I have my campaign alongside it, and then when my 2 other buddies have finished their campaign, it's like, okay, do you want a bit more campaign stuff? Should we go do some raids? Nice. I love that. I love the idea. I love the idea that you can go in and do something with other people that has an end game to it, and there's 3 different raids. So if you missed it, there is Bad Situation, which is a stealth focused raid. There is Vehicle Escape, which is taking out SAM turrets and then getting out. So you've got to go in, destroy some. It's basically S&D, search and destroy, with an exfil at the end. It's like Tarkov, but with violence, more violence. And then a defense, which is like almost like zombies from the sounds of it, with waves of enemies coming and you're unlocking kill streaks. I was never really a zombies person, but because there's a mix in there and it's not just wave defense, yeah, it sounds cool to me. I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of Call of Duty going, do you know what? We need another game mode. Because Call of Duty has always done that. They've gone, oh, Warzone's great. Should we do something else as well, though? Big fan. They're not like, oh, FIFA Ultimate Team's great. Should we just work on FIFA Ultimate Team for the next 20 years? No, these are adding more in. We're still getting things like the zombies. We're still getting the special ops. We're now getting raids and stuff in it. So, yeah, big fan of them adding extra modes. Nice. Love Doctor Who, nice. I love, and most of the time, just play the campaign. It's great, exceptional. I mean, we've all done the Gilly and the Mist sort of missions back in the day. We've all heard the 20,000 people used to live here. Yeah. Now it's a ghost town. Yeah, mate, you fuck his tarts. That's what it says. It doesn't might not say exactly to those letters, but pretty much that. Anyway, we'll put a pin in that. So Modern Warfare 2 will be adding raids. They will be coming in December. The game is starting to roll out from tomorrow, so you will start to see people playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. It's already here. It's bizarre, though, because even though we're on the eve of Modern Warfare 2, it's quite quiet about it. I mean, there's noise, but this is Modern Warfare 2. I expected it to be like fucking RAF flyovers and stuff for like the feel of the launch to it. So yeah, interesting. Early zombies will call it, but they lost their way. What was it? Kino der Untoten. There you go. Cinema of the Undead. Or was it Nacht der Untoten first? I can't remember. Played both of them. Didn't really. Well, yeah, wasn't really for me. Although my mate Martin, who's a big hard soldier, screams like an absolute girl, and it's so infectious. Playing zombies with him, and you're like, oh look, there's zombies coming this way, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, so, and then it just starts to put the pressure on you, and then and you're like, fuck ah, and then within 5 minutes you're all just screaming, running around. So it's good. That's first thing.
The biggest mode that I think that we're missing from Call of Duty again, that was Heist. Did you ever play that one? That was pretty much like the CS:GO mode of Call of Duty. So you had 5v5, and there was some cash that landed like on the map, just like a normal 5v5 map, and then you had to extract the cash. But if you died, you died. You start off with a pistol.
I did watch you play. Was that on ICU or was that just pre-ICU? I couldn't remember.
I think that was ICU.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4 it was, so it would have just been when I started streaming on ICU.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely love that mode, but I don't think it's been in any other one since. Love that.
I mean, if that isn't stinking of a hashtag Bibby mode. I mean, I loved it, but they never made another one. Nobody else played it. Hashtag Bibby mode.
How long ago was it? 2019 that Black Ops 4 came out. Black Ops 4.
I kind of want to say
maybe
2018 or 17 because it was just. Oh no, maybe because.
Oh yeah, October 2018. I started in June 2018. So nice. Yeah, and fresh.
Because it was done like pre-lockdown stuff in terms of the next one was coming. Because you remember like watching Doc in the office, like getting his first blackout win kind of thing. Playing it on console, and then when it came out on PC, just winning his first game like an absolute machine. Anyway, that's a whole complete different other story. Gagad, good aftermorning-ish, gents. Good aftermorning to you.
Aftermorning.
Riza was I never knew how to pronounce that one. I did play that one. I'd kind of dropped off COD by that point. I did play it at a mate's house, but I didn't really feel the vibe in it. It had lost its simplicity because naturally it would need to progress. And I think because I didn't enjoy the style of wave play, I liked it when it was a bit more simple. But D-Riser or D-Riser, however you pronounce it, that's the one where you're like underground in streets and shit or something. I remember coming up some sort of rampy stuff. Is it that one? It might not be that one. Anyway, there was like, oh, you've got to turn all these things on. You've got to do that bit, and you can do this, which makes this thing. And I was like, oh, I thought we'd just put planks on windows and shoot them when they come through. But now I've got, what the fuck? So people that enjoyed it was great stuff for them. But because it wasn't really built for me, I enjoyed it more when it was more simple. Just what a simple life. Mm-hmm. Bibby's brain cell still on holiday. Why?
Absolutely.
Why? I mean, yes, but is there a reason, or is it just an observation? Nice. Okay, we'll jump into the next story then. If you're not into things like Call of Duty, then don't worry, as EA gives us a super early look at the next generation Sims game, Project Rene. This is written by Matt Wales at Eurogamer. It says, plus Sims 4 Babies expansion incoming. So as part of its first ever Behind the Sims, Summit stream event, EA has given a super early look at its next Sims game, codenamed Project Rene, and shared a few future plans for The Sims 4. Project Rene, a name EA says it chose to reflect words like renewal, renaissance, and rebirth. Well, that's a little bit overthought, but nice. I get what you're saying. Is described as a next-generation Sims game and creative platform that will reimagine the Sims you know and love with new ways to play. It's said to be built on a foundation of charming Sims, powerful tools, and meaningful stories that will stay true to previous Sims games, while also pushing to evolve how those Sims think and behave. pushing tools even further when creating, customizing, and exploring innovative ways to not only tell stories, but to collaborate on those stories or creations with your closest friends across your favorite devices. End quote. EA says it currently has a growing team working on Project Rene, with development on The Sims 4 and Sims Mobile continuing in tandem. And while it repeatedly stressed that Project Rene is still early in development, it did share some initial footage highlighting some of the concepts the team is currently playing with. These included expanded creativity tools, seemingly inspired by The Sims 3's extensive creator style customization options, which were omitted from The Sims 4. At one point, for instance, a player was shown choosing the colour of a sofa from a colour wheel before independently applying a selected pattern. Additionally, individual elements of furniture item could be changed independently, such as the bed's headboard or footboard. Notably, EA explained that while Project Rene can be played solo, one of its design goals is to make it easier to work together and share, with players able to collaborate on a build simultaneously and see each other's changes happening in real time on their screens. Nice. All this will be supported across a range of devices, so players can, say, use a mobile device to continue building with their friend on a PC. As to when it might arrive, it sounds like it's still a considerable way off. Okay, we'll stop there. We'll stop there. As this is happening, OP3. Nice. OP3. Welcome in, Precision and Raiders.
Legend.
I'll read. We are just talking about EA giving us a super early look at the next generation Sims game, Project Rene, plus the fact that Sims 4 is getting a Babies expansion coming soon. Have you played a lot of Sims, Bibs?
Do you know what? I didn't actually play Sims until I got with Samantha. I didn't see the point of it. Like, it just wasn't a game that I was ever interested in. My sister used to play it. No interest. She's played. Did you ever used to play it? Sea of the Herbs that came out on like the PlayStation 2?
Puffin the Herbs.
Yeah. I think it had a Black Eyed Peas soundtrack in it as well. Like it just didn't tickle my fancy until I ended up getting with Samantha, and she was massively into it, like playing it on a laptop and stuff. I was like, "What is this?" 2 days later, I'm looking at it and going, "Oh, go on, then I'll install it on my laptop." And then I was like, "This is actually really, really fucking good." Like, I don't play them often. I usually try them out when they usually come out, but like, I can definitely see the appeal, and I genuinely think this is one of the gaming franchises that I don't think will ever die. Like, I think Sims 2 and Sims 3 had some of the most amount of DLCs I have ever seen in a game ever. It was ridiculous. You think it's already in the game. It's like Fortnite. It's like the Funko Pops. It doesn't matter what it is. It'll be in there. You want a Harry Potter one? I'm fairly certain that was already in there. A Pets one that gets stuck in there. Like, it's ridiculous. I even seen a Stranger Things one for Sims 4. Like, they've just got the amount of DLCs for this game is ridiculous. I think this new one was coming because they made Sims 4 free to play, or it was free on the Origin store. So we kind of knew that there was a new one rumored to be arriving at some point, but this is definitely something that I'm going to be getting for Samantha as well. Even better that when they're on Xbox, because she doesn't have a laptop to play games on anymore. No, obviously I only have my work one. On the Xbox, you can plug a keyboard and mouse in it, and she can just play it on the TV in the front room with a keyboard and mouse while sat on the sofa. Like, her dreams have come true when it comes to playing brand new video games like that. It's amazing.
See, I've played a bit of The Sims back on either PS2, PS3, maybe PS2, possibly early days of PS3, but didn't really get much into it. And I never really did. I always played a bit of Theme Park and a bit of Theme Hospital and things like that, but never really got into them. I'd get so far and I'd get bored, and then I'd just start killing people, like making parts of the roller coaster disappear so people fall off and die and stuff like that. It's just what I used to do. I'd like, I need some action, and I think that sort of management sim behavior probably is the reason why I don't play Football Manager and stuff like that. I need like the subject and the in-depth nerdiness about it. I mean, Bibby can tell you I make fucking spreadsheets for players in Master League and stuff like that I want to sign when I know who. Okay, this is the Master League. These are the gems and stuff. Yeah. I've predicted growth charts and stuff. So this is the one that I need and so on. So Football Manager has so much that appeals to me, but you then can't actually play with them. You have to just obviously press the button and watch the simulation roll out, and that's the bit that I want to be involved in, the simulation bit of that bit. So it's never really.
I didn't realize that The Sims had a storyline. I thought you would just have to keep these people alive. I didn't realize that they like went to work or anything. Like, it's so in depth about what their lives are. I honestly had no idea.
Like seeing them get married and doing all sorts of in swimming pools and stuff like that. Like, woo! But there's all sorts of mods, and this is the thing that I've actually only found out through different people at work over the years, that like there's all sorts of modding communities that's built up from Sims, but then other communities that now exist, like some of the things that they mentioned in this about sharing builds. People can log in. We can do a collaborative build. I didn't even realize that there was like Homes Under the Hammer level sort of house flipper-esque, but without the sale. I mean, maybe there is the sale. I don't know enough. Communities out there that just go in and build houses and build like construct wonderful fucking buildings, fully decorated, put all their own spin on it, and then photograph it. It's like we've all seen in-game photography of like those freeze frame moments in God of War or Spider-Man, but I didn't even realize that people were doing that sort of stuff for Sims. So Sims clearly is a massive game, has a huge fandom. I didn't even realize as well until, because I'd seen all these communities that I didn't know much about. It was like when we mentioned The Sims, when it was shared in the Discord, I think Lake was like, okay, I'm quite excited for this, but the last Sims was a little bit below par. And you kind of read that in this, and even what Bibby was saying, even though nowhere in this, as it said, Sims 4's a bit shit, mate, it's also saying there's a lot of stuff coming to Sims 5 that was in Sims 2 and 3, but not in 4 kind of thing. So if Sims 4 was the crap version, it's still going very, very strong. So if we get next gen, super collaborative, bring everything back from the past version of The Sims in Sims 5, if you're a Sims fan, it sounds like it's a game for you to get back in on. Which if that's your bag, it's nice.
Yeah. With a game like The Sims, I think it kind of falls on its own success, very much like what Destiny was like. Destiny came out a bit lackluster, and then by the end of the lifespan of that game, it was ridiculous how much there was for that game. Like the amount of stuff to be able to do for as a new player or someone who has grinded through every single expansion pack for that game, and then Destiny 2 comes out and it is so default, so basic, nothing there. The world's boring. It doesn't have anything that the Division 1 had, despite it being the sequel. You'd expect it to be bigger and better. It obviously, Destiny 2 now is a humongous game. It eclipses Destiny 1 by an absolute landslide, but it's the victim of its own success. You expect everything that was in Destiny 1 to be bigger and better, and then when Destiny 2 launches, it has all of that stuff plus more, but it doesn't, because it's a completely different game and everything that's in there is brand new. Same with The Sims. You expect Sims 4 to come out and have mechanics and stuff and all of the customizable stuff that you would have expected towards the end of Sims 2 and 3 lifespan in 4, but it isn't. And I think people were waiting for that Sims 2 and 3 to happen in 4, and it obviously hasn't. It's still been a raging success, but there's still things that people would have probably liked to have seen in it from previous games. I imagine you'd hope that this would be like the greatest hits of The Sims, where the greatest all of the stuff. The greatest hits.
Oh, hits. Okay, just checking.
Okay, yeah, just to make sure.
You lingered on the end of the word greatest.
Okay, right. But yeah, it's one of those things that hopefully it brings everyone some sort of joy, because again, I thought it was a pointless game at first because it wasn't aimed at me. I don't think it was in my remit, but then I played it and it 100% is.
Code Red says the Call Me Kevin Sim series is a great watch for a rainy day, and also
Call Me Kevin is amazing.
I also says check Reddit. There is so much lore to the game. See, I didn't know that. I also didn't realize that Precision would have no FM slander. I wasn't slandering. FM. I was just saying that I was the problem. Like clearly, it's the problem. It's me, not you. It's me, not you. I mean, I'm the problem. I clearly like all of that shit, but then just don't get it. I've tried a few times, and I just got. No. So yeah, get him out, baby. No. I don't think they named it Rene after renewal and stuff. I think they were big fans of Hello Alone. Just wanted to say, oh, Rene. And then Funny Astro says to listen very carefully. I shall say this only once. Nice. I know that Sims Busting Out had a story, as did the PSP version of The Sims 2. See, there you go, you learn something new every day. I also have learned that it's 4:01, and Bibby needs to leave, so... Fuck off, Bib. Let me jump into the main screen.
Okay. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure for the 45 minutes this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll be live, back and exclusive, in this studio tomorrow.
In a bit, Bib.
Bye!
Discord. We got bar.
Bye!
We got a little bit more, but it still got you then. Nice. Perfect.
That one.
Perfect.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Nice. Okay, so that is EA giving us a super early look at The Sims. If you're interested in all the lore and all that stuff, I did see some news as well. Feel free to confirm, because we don't have this. It doesn't mention it in the story. Isn't Sims 4... Look at the state of the hair. Definitely needs the cut. We were talking about this yesterday. Oosh. Isn't The Sims 4 going free to play? So if you're expecting to get into Sims 5 and you never played The Sims 4, then if that is the case, it could be free to play for you to check out now. Get yourself into it and then get yourself ready for the next one. Nice. Speaking of getting yourself ready, over to Netflix, if I can find my browser source. There, nice. Matt Wales at Eurogamer has the next story. It says, Netflix is seriously exploring its own cloud gaming offering and has established a new studio with former Overwatch exec Chaco Sonne. So as Netflix's gaming strategy grows ever bolder, following its first tentative steps into the market, the streaming service has now revealed it's seriously exploring its own cloud gaming offering. That's according to Netflix's Vice President of Gaming, Mike Verdu, who, speaking at TechCrunch Disrupt, thanks TechCrunch, explained that the company saw the technology as a value add for subscribers. Quote, we're not asking you to subscribe as a console replacement. It's a completely different business model. The hope is, over time, that it just becomes this very natural way to play games wherever you are. Addressing the elephant in the room, the dramatic failure of Google's game streaming service Stadia, which will cease operation in January, a little over 3 years after its initial launch, Verdu noted that while Stadia was a technical success and was fun to play games on, it had some issues with the business model. While Google's initial proposition was that Stadia users would purchase individual games rather than gain access to them via an all-inclusive subscription model, Netflix would presumably take the latter approach. To date, its foray into gaming, so far limited to a relatively small range of mobile titles, has been included as part of the regular Netflix subscription. So there you go. Netflix is bringing cloud gaming. Probably console-level stuff. Hopefully as part of the subscription. I like the idea of this, but I also am worried by this. Did anyone else see the news articles that were trending on Twitter the other day that Netflix is willing to let you save £2 a month every month on your subscription as long as you get adverts? Which is basically, you save money because they can bring advertising into the platform. Advertising in the platform is a revenue source. A revenue source covers the £2 that you're saving every month and more, and gives them another way of monetizing the platform rather than just subscription. So it's a combination of advertisement and subscription. So they clearly want to get more money out of the platform. If they're starting to throw games and stuff into the platform, doesn't that mean the platform costs more money? And if the platform costs more money and they're already looking to bring in more money, they're already putting prices up, that kind of says they need more money. So if they need more money and it's going to become more expensive for them to run it, that surely means it becomes more expensive for us, right? Is that not how that kind of works? So my worry is that Netflix goes into making its own cloud gaming offering as a way of putting the pricing up. So it's subsidized by the ads, but also subsidized by the fact that they're going to put the pricing up. And if you then give me the option of, hey, would you like to play our crap mobile games anywhere you want on the go, and pay a bit extra every month? My answer would be, no, I actually don't. If the crap mobile games, not that all mobile games are crap, but if these are below par games that are not the big game experiences that I want, I would rather save the money, actually. So if there's an option to untick that from my subscription and save myself £2 there, or £3 or whatever it is, I would like it. So I do like the fact that they are seriously exploring cloud gaming, but the word seriously is key for me. Seriously exploring cloud gaming could be just we're serious about the technology, about making it work. Okay, that's great. The technology works, but if the games are still crap, if there is nothing exclusive, platform specific, then why am I playing my games on Stadia, Freudian slip, on Netflix and not on my PS5, not on my PC, not on the Xbox that's coming at Christmas? Why am I choosing to play it on Netflix? Is it just because that I have that there when I'm on the go? So I like the idea of it, but I'm also concerned that seriously exploring could mean a few different things. So if you're seriously exploring the content on offer, big fan. Bring me good content. Allow me to play that where I go. Bring me games that I can't play anywhere else, and I'll be happy with that. But don't just bring me cheap crap or stuff that I can play everywhere else anyway, so I'm not going to play it there and put the prices up. That's my worry. That's my worry. Has a whiff of Stadia. Can only wait and see that. Yeah, I mean, it does and it doesn't. You could argue that xCloud has a whiff of Stadia, but it's backed by Microsoft's massive library of games. And it's backed by publishers that will put games onto that platform. Netflix has the backing of a massive library of content and a massive library of publishers that will put content onto their platform. It's not necessarily game content, though, so there is some similarities there with Stadia, because Stadia's issue was getting gaming content, new stuff that wasn't just same, but elsewhere. Oh, you've got PUBG on your PlayStation? Nice, yeah. Play it on Stadia? Nice, yeah. Can I carry on my progression? No. Oh, okay, so all of the skins that I've got won't move over? No. The Battle Pass that I've just spent £9 on, I can't continue that on Stadia. No, you have to buy it again. Okay. But I get the game free. Yeah, if you're on the subscription package, you do. If not, you can buy it. Okay. So I have to pay for a subscription to get access to a game that I've got already that's now free for me. So there is a cost to getting the game, and then there's a cost to getting the in-game season pass, and then there's a cost to getting the skins and stuff like that. I mean, other games, it's fine. But that one, no. So it's like, okay, well, that's the one I play. So it's a bit of a problem then. If we get into these bits, then it could be quite like Stadia. So yeah. Love you, babes. It's babes precision, but thanks, mate. Nice. Something like $4.99 with ads. Is that what it is? I don't know. Don't pay for it. Mother-in-law does. Nice. It's already mid-roll out, but they haven't made clear if the ads will be mid-TV/film. Tragic. If it is mid-TV/film, you've ruined the service. Everything gets ruined by advertisements eventually. Facebook, phenomenal platform. And then they change their timeline into a news feed, and a news feed isn't time-centric. It's whatever we define is good for you by the algorithm, which includes ads. So ads ruin Facebook. If you're getting ads all the way through YouTube, which exists, then YouTube's not as enjoyable experience. Twitch, we know, is a problem with ads right now. And if Netflix is the same, I get they all need to make money, and I get big content at the scale that we want it, the size and the speed that we want it, costs money. Actors and actresses and soundtracks cost money. Script writers and stories and production costs money. But the advertising needs to be right. If it's mid-roll, get to fuck. Netflix has had all sorts of ideas, like stopping account sharing, but lost a load of customers because of it. Yeah, there was 250,000 people left in one quarter this year, or something like that. Maybe it was more. It could have been 500,000, but yeeks. Hey all, welcome in, Tix. Facebook is a car boot sale now. Glad I left it. Do you know what? Literally, you say that, Facebook literally is. It's two things for me. It's a photo album. If we go out as a family, say me, Danielle, and Chloe go for a meal or go somewhere on holiday or whatever, we will put pictures on there, partially so we have them saved somewhere, but also so family members that don't live in the same city or even county as us can see those pictures and see what's happening with our lives and what Chloe looks like these days or whatever, because, you know, they might not have seen her for a few years or whatever. That and Facebook Marketplace, so I can buy myself a cheap second-hand something or other. Jobs couldn't. I spend hours blocking ads on Facebook, like half of my day. Yeah, it's painful. painful. So hopefully Netflix is seriously exploring its own cloud gaming offering. And it's about content. It's about gaming. It's about providing access to video games through the cloud wherever you want to give you an experience that you can't get anywhere else. And that experience is something that there is a specific need for. Need and desire is the key thing. Just because you can make video games that people can play doesn't mean that they will want to do it. You need to make something that they will desire. And just copying other games onto that platform isn't the desire, because I've already got that desire satisfied. I didn't have the desire to play it somewhere else that's another subscription and another platform that my friends don't have. And I've got there's a lot of problems. So hopefully they find a way of doing that. A lot of my friends are driven to piracy because they cannot stand advertisements. I understand it. I understand the behaviour. Don't necessarily say I'm condoning it, just but yeah. I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable. I mean, that's the reason why dodgy streams exist, because of capitalism and commercialism. Like to watch football games in the UK, you could spend hundreds of pounds, or you will need to spend hundreds of pounds every month to be able to watch those broadcasts. Whereas the same games in other countries will literally other countries will get access to games from the UK for 10% of the price that people in the UK have to spend on those games. And that's because of capitalism and commercialism. So it's ads, but it's not ads. It's the same thing. Ads are there for capitalism and profit. And that's the same reason for expensive costs. So same, but different. Moving ahead, though, Chris Scullion has this story. I will gloss over this one and the next one just to finish things up pretty quickly for you guys. But Microsoft has reportedly laid off around 1,000 employees, including Xbox staff. The cuts have taken place across the entire company, it's claimed. So Microsoft has reportedly laid off around 1,000 employees, including staff working for its Xbox division. Insider, which is a news site, which is paywalled, reports that the layoffs have been taking place across Microsoft's entire workforce rather than focusing on a single department. According to the report, cuts have affected staff from the Xbox division as well as those from the Microsoft Strategic Missions and Technology Organization. It's also been revealed that Studio Alpha, which was created as a serious gaming initiative, another serious about gaming, nice, to make cloud-based war game simulations for military and commercial customers, is among the departments being closed down entirely. Greg Chapman, who was principal architect at Studio Alpha, tweeted that he and his entire team had been let go. Welp, it's been an adventure, Chapman tweeted. Today, me and my entire team were laid off. 12 years here at Microsoft and 25 in-game development. Details shortly once the shock wears off. Meanwhile, Casey Lemson, who joined Microsoft as a software test engineer in 1998 and was most recently a group product/program manager, revealed on Twitter that she was one of the employees who had been let go from the company. She tweeted, "Well, who's got two thumbs? I just got laid off from Microsoft this morning. 2022 has been quite a year." Microsoft's mission engineering team, which studied space technology, has also reportedly been affected, with employees being told in an email that the group would be deprioritizing work already underway and that team leaders would be working with staff who are part of a prioritization change. What a horrible way of phrasing it. To wrap up existing work and determine next steps. In a statement to Insider, a Microsoft spokesperson said, "Like all companies, we evaluate our business priorities on a regular basis and make structural adjustments accordingly. We will continue to invest in our business and hire in key growth areas in the year ahead." So there you go. Microsoft is collapsing. PlayStation is confirmed to be better. Facts. I download films purely because I don't have to worry about them disappearing if the studios get pissy with the streaming service like Disney did when they decided to remove all Marvel shows and whatnot. You can buy them on DVD for that, right? You have no say in the content, which is wrong, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But then again, you're paying for access to a service. The service then decides what content goes on it. So you aren't necessarily getting a say in what content is on the service. You're just paying access to the service and hoping that the content is great there. It's like paying for an all-you-can-eat buffet. Yeah. You don't go in and go, actually, I think I want more chicken wings. It's like, oh, well, we have no chicken wings on the buffet, but you do have all this other stuff that you can eat. If you don't like the fact that there's no chicken wings, you stop paying and you don't go back to the buffet. It's that sort of vibe. Is it perfect? No. Is the analogy perfect? No. But it's difficult, isn't it, with licensing and stuff like that. But yeah. That's because the military uses Arma 3 to train their infantry. They should upgrade to PUBG. Imagine that, loads of soldiers running up to a little nubbin on the floor and jumping up and down on it, rather than stepping up on it and running over. Imagine. PlayStation buy an Xbox, #confirmed. Yeah, I think this is kind of a non-story, this. So let me bring it back on screen. So it says, Microsoft has reportedly laid off 1,000 employees. That's a lot of people, right? I mean, it is. 1,000 people losing their jobs is a lot of people. But someone in the office was talking to me about this yesterday and says, have you seen the new headline that Microsoft's firing shitloads of people? I was like, I haven't, no. And he's like, well, it actually works out. It's like less than 0.5% of Microsoft's entire workforce. So when you spread it across the entire business, it's not actually that many people. It's not like they've gone entire business arm. Yeet. It's just streamlining. And it's the reason why Microsoft can keep profitable. It's the reason why things like that are probably the reason why Game Pass exists, because they are losing areas where they aren't quite profitable. That might not be taking out an entire team. Obviously, we lost the entire Studio Alpha because that clearly wasn't profitable and they had no plans for that going forward. But just taking out 1 or 2 bodies from other teams, it's never great to see someone lose the job. Human casualty in that sort of instance is always bad, but it's the old Spock line, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And if they can keep the business profitable elsewhere, that allows things, not necessarily that all that money goes straight into Game Pass, but it does allow them to extend a little bit more in other areas like Game Pass and so on. So it's sad news seeing 1,000 people lose their jobs worldwide, but for a company restructuring and losing 0.5% of its workforce, any other company, that wouldn't be a problem. It's just because Microsoft is such a big company that the headline makes it seem more significant than it is for me. PlayStation, oh, I've done that one. They have VR headsets at Andover Army HQ. Do they? Oh, do you know, actually, I think I've known that for a while, actually, because I remember seeing back in the day where we're having conversations with mates on the Xbox 360 gen. We're talking about what controller's better, Xbox or PlayStation. I mean, whatever you want to use. But one of the arguments used then was, yeah, well, Xbox use no, the military, the British Army use Xbox 360 controllers to fly their drones, so it's clearly better. Mate. It's probably just because of the current financial climate. Yeah, exactly. Microsoft trying to save on the utility bill. I mean, that's 1,000 people. That's 1,000 people that you've got to pay for extra gas and electricity. God damn. They probably saved millions. It's not the first time they've cleared a department or two. They did it after Windows 7, but then came the shit show that was Windows 8, and to a lesser extent 8.1, then rehired about half of them back. Yeah. Windows 8, was the Metro system, right? The side fucking garbage shite. If it is, I have been using a laptop for the last 24 hours, not for work or anything, just for stuff. But it's a laptop that we've not fired up in about 5 years, and that has that operating system on. It's turgid. Ugh. It's bad. Although we did get we got the update that gets you the start button at least. It launched without a start button. Windows without the button down here that you press to start things up. No. You going to United tonight? I'm not tonight, Blakey. I'm not. I will be streaming on Twitch. So, play StarCraft, okay, though. Exactly me. The tile interface. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, I'm not going. I was there last Thursday, but not tonight. I will be watching it on this screen as we go chasing crates with mates, which is a good time for me to remind you. We've got one more story to go, but before we jump into that, I'm going to be live in about 2 hours and 10 minutes-ish. We will lose to Spurs now. Easy, mate. Easy dubs, mate. Easy dubs. Back of the net. Easy. Don't quote me. Yeah, I'll be live from about 6:30 playing games tonight with iLotus UK, potentially Beans TV. I need to confirm with Beans if he's around, and Nietzsche. Nietzsche might be late to start the stream, but he will be around, so do feel free to join us. We had some great games on Saturday. We had some less than great games last week because Mr. S. Pigeon played, and he's just a bad person. Nah, he's a good person, but we had some sweaty people playing last Wednesday. Hopefully we can up last Wednesday's results have been more like Saturday stream. We had some fucking amazing games on Saturday, so do feel free to stick around for that. If you're watching the United game, do watch it on a second screen. Tune in for some crates with mates, and you can talk about the football whilst talking about PUBG with me. Nice. I'll be available if you need to play tonight. Thank you very much, Phony. I will check to see if the squad are about. And yeah, if they aren't, then obviously we can rotate in and out as we go. Nice. There a way to get the old current UI, but I can't tell you how to do it. There is a way to get the current old. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I could just upgrade to Windows 10 and that stuff, but we don't use the laptop that much. It's just a thing. Anyway, couldn't even beat Newcastle. I know. We almost didn't even fucking beat Nicosia last Wednesday. I don't know what it looked like on TV, but in person, it was like we had about 1,000 shots, and it's just like, put it inside the sticks, you know, the white poles, inside it, mate. Inside it, mate. Fucking shots from outside the box. Casemiro hit the crossbar. It was just everything was just not quite there, and no way did I expect us to even get a point. But we managed to get a win, but we managed to get all 3 points at the end, so we'll take it. Can I suggest adding they are flocking to the starting titles? Maybe. Oh, do you know what? Speaking of that, we actually have a new starting video in production. I know I've shared some bits over the last couple of weeks, but can you guys hear this? I'm not going to show you what it looks like, you know, spoilers and that. Okay, I'm only going to play that. 7 seconds of random noise. Spoilers. It's happening. It's happening. And it looks fucking amazing. Do you know what? Our start video I'm proud of because it's better than a lot of channels will have ever hoped to achieve. And that's because we have an in-house design team. But if you've ever spoken to me at detail about it, am I perfectly happy with it? No, I'm not perfectly happy with anything. I'm quite a perfectionist. But I do feel like what we as a team produce in the video games industry, we produce graphics and trailers that are exceptional. And our stuff in our countdown stuff is okay. It's good, but it's not pushing the envelope. And this might not push the envelope, but it's definitely going to be steps above where we were. And I'm pretty excited for it. I'm pretty excited for it. Sounded like being stuck in a server room. Pretty much. I'm not too sure on Anthony. He needs to start going past people, beating them. He just gets the ball, turns his hand, and lays it off. I don't know. I mean, he has done a bit of both. I'm up for him mixing it up. I do agree. We do need a little bit more end product from him. I do feel like he's a little bit isolated. Like, him and Dalot are supposed to be building a good partnership, but like the fact that they both speak Portuguese, they're both on that right flank and so on. I feel like it doesn't quite work. And I feel like Dalot is the problem for Anthony with the lack of support, which kind of leaves Anthony isolated. So it's like, it's almost like, go on then, do something. Whereas it's usually everyone stood up against him and then he then has to do something rather than being able to do something on the fly. So I feel that's what it is. Anyway, football news aside, one final news story. We did touch on it yesterday. There we go. Sean Murray at the game has this. Discord finally gets official YouTube integration. So Discord is bringing back YouTube after the great bot purge of 2021. So YouTube had a problem with Discord bots. Google never explicitly stated why, but likely had to do with issues surrounding copyrights and monetization. With those Discord bots essentially scraping YouTube for audio and video without going through the site or its advertising network. So Google killed Groovy, the Discord chatbot that let you inject YouTube audio into your weekly D&D sessions. Over a year later, Discord and YouTube have mended their strange relationship with a new feature called YouTube Watch Together, which allows Discord users to synchronize their viewing of YouTube videos with just a few clicks. It's part of a new Discord feature called Activities. These activities will be available through a new rocket ship button right next to the share screen button. Clicking it will let all users take part in 2 activities, including Watch Together and Mini Put Casual Game Put Party. If a friend is already performing either activity, you can join by clicking the Join Activity button. Discord Nitro users will gain access to some additional casual games, including Poker Night, Sketchheads, Chess in the Park, Checkers in the Park, Land.io, Letter League, and Blazing 8. Some of these games will have user caps, but Some, like Chess in the Park, won't. This allows for massive YouTube parties or big homegrown chess tourneys. So there you go. There you go. Nice, easy story to wrap up with. If you want to watch content, if you spend a lot of time in Discord, and a lot of people do, particularly younger audiences, I say particularly, that's probably not the best word, but I know, using that from stories of experience. So, kids that I'm aware of, I'm trying to way of saying this that doesn't sound a little bit suspect. So yeah, basically the boss's son plays a lot of games with mates, and it's not couch co-op, and you're not having to spend your time on an MSN or whatever. If you don't know what MSN is, then you're not old like me. And that's how we have conversations and stuff. So a lot of people will play games in Discord now. I will play games in Discord. I'll have a chat with Nietzsche, or I'll play games with Lotus or whoever. Nice, but a lot of people will live in it as well. Even when they're not playing games, we'll just sit there in a channel and have conversations with other people. So Discord is becoming a platform. It's becoming a vehicle for people to have conversation, allowing people to do more watch party style functions. Obviously, they exist on Twitch, but within Discord is a nice little addition. I'm liking this. Good for community building. Good for those that just want to share some time with their friends, but good for people that are building communities, like our Discord, ! Discord in the chat. It could be a nice little content addition for us to be able to watch content together. Maybe when we get the new ICU starting video, we can premiere it on YouTube and all watch it together. I don't know. We'll see, but it's cool. It's cool. It's not going to set the world on fire for some people. It's going to be really cool for others. Nice. Where did we get to? Only push the envelope when post office is on strike. Yeah, exactly, mate. He tried going past Newcastle's average left back last weekend, and he couldn't beat him. United are shite. Next story, please, Kappa. Not top of my list, sitting in Discord watching YouTube. Although Poker Night could be fun. I mean, that's the thing. It's not top of your list, but it's definitely the top of a lot of other people's list. And I think it's just I don't even want to say generational. It's just horses for courses. Different people like different things, and Discord is so successful because there are large groups of people that do just sit in Discord and that's their social bit. Not everyone has the ability to get out, be that physically or they live too far away from people, or the people that they relate to are just accessible online and whatever. So yeah, it could be cool. Kids these days. Yeah, back in my day, it's becoming sentient. Discord is Skynet, confirmed. Absolutely. Nice. Okay, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you, everyone that's joined us. I'll give you a recap of the stories. Modern Warfare 2 Special Ops mode will add 3-player raids in December. EA has given us a super early look at the next generation Sims game. Netflix is seriously exploring its own cloud gaming offering. Microsoft is bad. PlayStation is good. No, Microsoft has laid off 1,000 employees, which actually isn't that big a deal when you look at the amount of people that they hire, but there you go. That was my Discord, not yours. And not my Discord, my WhatsApp. The reason I said Discord is because Discord finally gets an official YouTube integration. There we go. Done and dusted. I appreciate everyone that did stick around. Thank you very much. A reminder, we will be live again in 2 hours playing some PUBG on the channel. Myself, Lotus, the Triggermeister, Nietzsche, potentially Beans, and others, and friends could be on the stream from about 6:30, so do feel free to join us for that. Nice, sir. Also, reminders, again, we are giving away a headset. If you haven't got involved in our giveaway, do make sure you head to Twitter and retweet our pin tweet, get involved. And if you have already got involved, we have done some extra tweets. If you can, do feel free to go and share those extra tweets as well, just because the more we share it, the more exposure it gets, the better it looks for us, the more likely Astro are to give us more stuff to do giveaways in the future. It's the cycle. It's the circle of giveaways.
Fucking hell, size of this moth.
Oh, fucking hell. The big old moth is that one. Fuck off. What's up, mate? Didn't even have you open. You're closed, mate. Thanks, Graham. Thank you, Tix. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Make sure you come back at 6:30. If you don't, yeah, well, then you won't. And you miss it. And it'll be a shame for you. But yeah, stay frosty!